Dear students, welcome to online classes for economics. As you know, we have started our new chapter, that is presentation of data. And in previous video, we have discussed about the tabular presentation of data. Now, in this video, I am going to explain you the diagrammatic presentation of data. And I hope that previous topic there are no doubts related to the previous topic. Still, if you are having any doubts, you can clear your doubts anytime. Now, in today's video, I am going to explain you the diagrammatic presentation of data. That is, how we can present data in the form of diagrams, and what are the different types of diagrams in which we can present the data, and when we are having individual data, which diagram is suitable for the presentation of individual data or individual series we can say, and which diagram is suitable for the presentation of discrete or continuous series. Let us begin. First of all, let me tell you the meaning of diagrammatic presentation of data. As we have already discussed the tabular presentation of data, that is when the numerical information is presented in the form of rows and columns, that is tabular presentation of data. Likewise, when we present that data in the form of diagrams, so when the numerical information is presented in the form of diagrams, that is known as diagrammatic presentation of data. And why we present this numerical information in the form of diagrams? To make it simple and attractive. And one more thing, it is easy to understand the diagrams for those people who are not literate, who are illiterate or uneducated one. And when we talk about the diagrams, so diagrammatic presentation of data, it is very much important to present the data with a suitable diagram. So there are different types of diagrams. We are having geometric form, we are having frequency diagrams, we are having arithmetic line graphs or time series graphs. So geometric form, there are bar diagram and pie diagram. In this geometric form, we can present only the individual information, individual data. Frequency diagrams, when we are having continuous series, we are having discrete series, that can be presented with the help of frequency diagrams, histogram, polygon, ogive. Then arithmetic line graphs or time series graphs. Let me explain these one by one. And the bar diagram. First of all, we will start with the bar diagram. As you all know, you might have learned this in class 10th. So I expect that you have done this in class 10th and you know about these things. Still, I am going to explain you what is bar diagram. Bar diagram are those diagrams in which data are presented in the form of bars, or we can say rectangles of same width. Remember this thing. Height shows the variable, height of the bar, it shows the say value of the variable, and width for each bar it is same. Remember this thing in case of bar diagram. So there are different types of bar diagram. Simple bar diagram is there, multiple bar diagram is there, subdivided bar diagram, percentage bar diagram, and deviation bar diagram. I am going to explain you these diagrams one by one, these types of bar diagrams. Let me explain you simple bar diagram. Simple bar diagram. When this rectangle or this bar shows only one variable. If the diagram shows only one variable, then it is known as simple bar diagram. You can see there are two types of simple bar diagram. One is vertical bar diagram, when these bars are vertical, and horizontal bar diagram, when these bars are horizontal. So both examples are given here. If we are having data, say number of students in APS Udhampur in past 6 years, in 2015 2500, 2016 2600, 2017 2700, 2018 2300, 2019, 2900 and 2020. 3000 students are there in APS Udhampur. Now you are going to present this information, you are going to present this data in the form of bar diagram, either vertical or horizontal, one and the same thing. So you can see vertical bar diagram to the below of this table. 2015 it is 2500. The height of the bar it is up to 2500. On the vertical axis we are measuring the number of students. On horizontal axis we are measuring year. And in 2016 it is 2600, 2017 2700. So you can see value is given there. So the height of the bar, and you can see width is same, but the height of bar is different depending upon the value of the variable, depending upon the number of students. You can see from the above data. At horizontal, on the vertical axis we are measuring here, we are measuring year, and on the horizontal axis we are measuring number of students. You can see 2600, 2016, 2700, 2017, 2300, 2900 and 3000. And the width, I am repeating, width of bar is same but the height is different. So height shows the value of the variable and this width remains same. So this is simple diagram. Now we are having multiple bar diagram. When we are going to represent more than one variable in a bar diagram, so if a bar diagram is showing more than one variable, then that can be called as multiple bar diagram. You can see here number of students same. Now we have divided these number of students into boys and girls. So in 2015 boys, 2016 it is 1700 and 900, 2017 it is 1700 and 1000, and in 2018 here boys are 1000 and girls 1300. You can see blue, when we talk about blue, it is number of boys, and you can see the number of girls as well. So there are two bars for each year. That means two variables are shown by these two bars, number of boys and number of girls. Likewise you can have one more example, that is say production of different crops, rice, wheat, maize. So then there will be one more bar. Say for example, if one bar is showing production of rice, another is showing production of wheat, another is showing production of maize. So then there will be three bars associated to every year. So then it is known as multiple bar diagram. One more is subdivided bar diagram and percentage bar diagram. Subdivided bar diagram, when a single bar is divided as per the variable. You can see that is why it is known as subdivided. You can see in 2016 number of boys and girls, 1700 boys and 900 girls. You can see 1700 boys plus 900 girls, total is 2600. So the height of the bar it will be up to 2600. So we are showing both boys and girls in a same bar, but we have divided that bar into boys and girls. So then it is known as subdivided bar diagram. And likewise percentage diagram is same that of subdivided bar diagram, but in subdivided bar diagram we measure the actual value, but in percentage bar diagram we measure the percentage. Let me talk about, say, if 2018 there are 2300, and if 2020 there are 3000. Total there are 3000 students, and number of boys it is 2000. That means 66.6%. There are 66.6% are boys and only 33.3% are girls. Then if we write here instead of 2000, if we write say 66.6%, and instead of 1000 we will write 33.3%, then it will be known as percentage bar diagram. So when the information, when the data is given in percentage, so for that information we can use percentage bar diagram. We cannot use subdivided bar diagram. We cannot use simple bar diagram or multiple bar diagram. So if the data is given in percentage, like I told you in a previous video, that percentage literacy rate of states of India, then that is in percentage. You cannot use that simple bar diagram, multiple bar diagram. You can use only percentage bar diagram, but you have to show percentage. One more is that it is deviation bar diagram. Sometimes we measure the deviations. Here you can see this example. Difference between sale proceeds and costs. You can see in 2008 and 2009 there has been increase of 15 units. It depends the unit. Say when we talk about, say it may be in percentage, it may be in here it shows 1 big square is equal to 5 units, and you can see here 5, 10, 15. So there is 15 units increase in sales. In 2019 there is 25 units increase in sales, but in 2010 and 11 there has been decrease in sales, and that bar is below the line. And when there is decrease, that bar will be shown below the line. When there is increase, it will be above the line. Okay, that is why it is known as deviation, because in this diagram we only show deviation, not the actual value. In 2008-9 there has been increase of 15 units in sales. In 2019 and 2009 and 10, 25 units increase. 2011 and 12 there has been decrease in the sales. In 2011 and 12 increase of 10 units, and 2012 and 13 increase of 15 units, and 2013 and 14 there has been increase of 5 units in sales, in sale proceeds. So this bar diagram, it shows the deviation. Okay, it shows the change, we can say change in the sales. It doesn't show the actual value. So if the change is shown in it and you are going to present that in the form of diagram, then you can use deviation bar diagram. Now the second form of geometric diagram, it is pie diagram. Now pie, actually it is a circle which has been divided into various segments showing percent values of the data. When we talk about pie diagram, you might have done this in your class 10th maths. Pie diagram is actually a circular diagram, and that circle has been divided as per the data, and first the data is changed into percentage. But remember one thing, this pie diagram shows the percentage values of the data, percentage of the data. It doesn't show the real data. It doesn't show the data which has been actually collected. We collected the information in the numerical value, but not in percentage. Like I told you in say kinds of table, that derived table. The derived table is actually the table which shows percentage or the ratio. That doesn't show the actual data which has been collected from the respondents or from the source of data. Here this shows this pie diagram. It shows the percentage of the percent values of the data, we can say. Like you might have seen, say in when you are watching a cricket match, the number of runs scored by a batsman. When a batsman reaches to 100, then they will show the pie diagram, and say runs scored on, say in cover region, say 20 runs scored in cover region, 20 runs scored on mid wicket region. So when we talk about these things, it is shown at 100. If the batsman is say on 50, when a batsman scored 50 runs, at that time if that will be shown, then they will show the percentage, because this whole circle represents 100%, and then you are dividing that 100% into as per the share. Simple example, it will be better understood by this example. With the help of this example, you can see the GDP of India 2018-19, primary sector contribution is 16.2%, secondary sector 25.4%, transport sector 27.5%, and finance sector is 18.1%, community and social services 12.8%. Total is 100%. So this pie, this circular diagram, presents 100% of the data. Now we have to assign the angle. We know that the angle found at a point, it is 360. So for primary sector it will be 16 divided by 2, 16.2 divided by 100 into 360, it is 58.32. For secondary sector it will be 91.44 degree. For transport sector it will be 99 degree. For finance sector, finance and insurance, it will be 65.16, and for community it will be 46.08, and total addition of these two it will be 360. Now you can see the pie diagram here. Primary sector 16%, secondary sector 25%, transport sector it is 28%, finance and insurance it is 18%, and community and social services it is 13%. So this is how we can present this information, how we can present this in the form of pie diagram. So directly you can check the share. When you will see this pie diagram, if the values are not given, you can say that the transport sector is contributing more to the GDP of India. After that it is secondary sector, and after that it is finance and insurance sector, then it is primary sector, and after that it is community and social services. Here, when percentage is not given, if the data is not given in terms of percentage, and you will be asked to present this data in the form of pie diagram. Question is given, the table shows total number of cars sold in 2020 by Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki sold these number of cars in 2020. Present this using pie diagram. You have to present this information using pie diagram. You are having Alto 800,000 cars, Swift 1500 cars, Wagoner 2000 cars, Baleno 2500 cars, Brezza 3000 cars. So Maruti Suzuki has sold these number of cars, and total cars sold it is 10,000. Now first of all you have to convert this into percentage sales. Percentage sales. Then after that you have to convert it in terms of component of 360 angle. How you can convert into percentage? 1000 out of 10,000 is 1000 divided by 10,000 into 100, then it will be 10%. 1500 divided by 10,000 into 100, it will be 15%. 2000 divided by 10,000, because out of 10,000 2000 are Wagoner, so you have to check the percentage of Wagoner. It will be 20%, 25% for Baleno, and 30% for Brezza. Now you are having the percentage sales. Now you have to convert it into terms of component of 360 angle. You have to convert it into the angle. It will be 10 divided by 100 into 360. First it will be 36 degree. For Swift it will be 54 degree. For Wagoner it will be 72 degree. For Baleno it will be 90 degree. For Brezza it will be 108 degree. And total is 360. And you can present this in the form of pie diagram. You can see Alto 800 10%, Swift 15%, Wagoner 20%, Baleno 25%, and Brezza 30%. And the total of this, it is 100%. So this pie shows 100% of the sales, and this 100% has been divided into, say, Alto, Swift, Wagoner, Baleno, and Brezza. So this is how you have to convert the sales into percentage or data into percentage. Then you have to give the angle, or you have to convert it into a component of 360. Then you can present the data in the form of pie diagram. So this completes your geometric diagrams, and remember this thing, this bar diagram and pie diagram, this is used to present the individual data or individual series, we can say. These diagrams are not used to present the frequency data, or we can say discrete and continuous series. So this bar diagram and pie diagram can be only used to present the individual data. Okay, so this completes your geometric geometric forms of diagram, that bar and pie diagram. I hope that you understood this topic properly. If still if there are some doubts, you can clear your doubts during online classes. And thank you very much.